The San Francisco 49ers are facing one of the most pivotal questions of the upcoming season. Will George Kittle be ready to hit the field for Week 1 of 2026? As we dive into this critical narrative, let's set the stage. Kittle has set his sights on being back in action, targeting the season opener against the Los Angeles Rams at the iconic Melbourne Cricket Ground. This isn't just a simple comeback. It's a monumental moment that combines personal ambition with the excitement of a unique international matchup. So, 49ers fans, where are you watching from? Let's hear your thoughts on Kittle's potential return. The tight ends Achilles injury sustained during the wild card round against the Philadelphia Eagles is undoubtedly serious. While it may have initially appeared less severe than feared, we all know that Achilles injuries can be a long road to recovery. These injuries can take several months, and in some cases, a full year, before an athlete regains their strength and peak performance. Kittle's determination to make a quick return speaks volumes about his character and work ethic, but it's essential to maintain a realistic outlook. During a recent segment on The Rich Eisen Show, head coach Kyle Shanahan offered some insight into Kittle's recovery process. His words were measured, yet there was an unmistakable hint of optimism. Shanahan stated that while he couldn't guarantee Kittle would be ready for Week 1, if anyone could defy the odds, it would be Kittle. "I know there's a chance. I know he's working his butt off to do it," Shanahan said, emphasizing Kittle's relentless work ethic. This speaks to the heart of what makes Kittle not just a player, but a leader within the 49ers organization. It's worth noting that Shanahan has a deep respect for Kittle, highlighting their shared journey within the franchise. "This is my 10th year. It's his 10th year. It's really cool having a few guys who've been here the whole time," he pointed out, underscoring the bond that has developed over the years. Kittle isn't just a player. He's an integral part of the 49ers' identity, embodying the spirit of the franchise. A particularly interesting comparison was made to NBA star Jason Tatum, who faced a similar injury during the playoffs, but returned to form impressively. Shanahan encouraged Kittle to draw inspiration from Tatum's successful comeback, a sentiment that highlights the broader narrative of resilience in sports. "I know Kittle will. He's too impressive of a talent and too impressive of a person. Can't wait to get him back," Shanahan said, and those words resonate with fans who have followed Kittle's career. Getting Kittle back on the field for the season opener would be a monumental boost for the 49ers. His impact on the offense is unparalleled. He brings not only leadership and energy, but also a level of versatility and physicality that no other tight end in the league can replicate. With Kittle in the lineup, the entire offensive scheme shifts. He's a game changer, and his presence elevates everyone around him. As we navigate through the uncertainty of Kittle's recovery, one thing is clear. The 49ers are committed to supporting him in every way possible. The stakes are high, and the clock is ticking as we approach that Week 1 deadline. The anticipation among fans is palpable. Will Kittle defy expectations and take the field in Melbourne? Only time will tell, but one thing is for sure. His journey back to the gridiron will be followed closely by all who bleed red and gold. Now, let's shift gears and discuss another pressing story that has caught the attention of the 49ers faithful. There's a lot of intrigue surrounding the San Francisco 49ers and their draft strategy, especially with Kyle Shanahan revealing insights into his scouting process. As fans, we're always eager to know how our beloved team evaluates talent and what their criteria are when it comes to making those crucial selections. So, where are you watching from? What do you think about Shanahan's approach to scouting? Let's dive in. Shanahan takes us behind the scenes during his appearance on The Rich Eisen Show, shedding some light on how he begins to form his draft list. He starts the process in February, which might seem late, but here's the catch. He emphasizes the importance of collaboration. He relies heavily on his position coaches to create highlight tapes for prospects. This isn't just casual viewing. He instructs them to thoroughly analyze game tape to compile these highlights. In Shanahan's own words, "I study their highlight tapes so I can study 200 people." Now, some may question the validity of making judgments based solely on highlight reels. After all, anyone can look good in a collection of best plays. But Shanahan's insight is that these highlight tapes are curated specifically to meet his preferences, crafted by coaches who understand his vision. This method does raise eyebrows, but let's be honest, time is of the essence. With only a couple of months available for scouting, especially following a 2-week search for a defensive coordinator and juggling free agency, Shanahan has to make quick, informed decisions. What we need to consider, however, is the risk involved when a coach like Shanahan falls in love with a player after watching those highlights. He admits, sometimes you watch people, you fall in love with them, and it just breaks your heart because the more you watch them, you realize this guy's way too good. There's no chance we're going to be able to get this guy. This emotional investment can lead to what some might call reaching for players, and we've seen it happen with recent draft picks like receiver Dezon, Stribling, and running back Kaelon Black. While Stribling might be a reasonable reach, Shanahan believes he would have gone about 10 picks later than where the 49ers selected him. Black presents a tougher sell. The question arises, is it worth it to go after a player simply because you're enamored with their potential? Once Shanahan locks onto a prospect, he doesn't look back, which can be both a blessing and a curse. In the high-stakes world of the NFL draft, where every decision can make or break a franchise's future, it's crucial for Shanahan to balance his instincts with strategy. The 49ers have a solid roster, but to elevate the team further, they'll need to make smart, calculated moves rather than emotional reaches. As loyal supporters, we have to trust Shanahan's judgment, but we also need to keep a critical eye on how these selections pan out in the long run. So if you're watching from home, what do you think about Shanahan's draft philosophy? Are you confident he can strike the right balance between passion and pragmatism? Keep those thoughts coming as we transition into the next segment, where we explore more developments from the 49ers offseason.
In the ever-evolving landscape of the NFL, the San Francisco 49ers have made some intriguing selections in the recent draft, and as fans, we're all eager to dig into how these new players might shape our team's future. So, let's break down the comparisons that could shed light on our new additions. Where are you watching from, 49er faithful? Leave your thoughts in the comments below, and let's dive into the analysis. Starting off with Stribling, he brings an impressive combination of height and speed to the table. However, the history of receivers standing over 6 feet 2 inches and clocking under 4.4 in the 40-yard dash is littered with mixed results. We can look back to recent second-round picks like Terrace Marshall, Denzel Mims, and Aaron Dobson, who were all seen as late risers. Dobson, in particular, was drafted to fill a specific role on a Super Bowl-caliber team, and while it was considered a reach, he was necessary for what they needed. This is where Stribling's situation mirrors Dobson's. He's being brought in as a potential asset for a team with high aspirations, but there's a lot of pressure on him to deliver. When we pivot to the defensive side, we can draw parallels between Stribling and designated pass rusher Nick Herbig. Both players are expected to play on their feet and can drop into coverage, but like Herbig, Stribling may also find himself undersized for the role. This raises questions about how effectively he can contribute against the run, particularly when you consider that Herbig doesn't often see action on rundowns for the Steelers. The 49ers are banking on Stribling developing into a complementary piece alongside Nick Bosa and Michael Williams, which, if successful, could bolster our already formidable defense. Then we have the running back comparisons. Players like Akers and Black come to mind, both known for their tough, grinding styles. They can push for those tough yards, but they also face scrutiny for not possessing that elusive quality to break away for explosive gains. While Akers may have been picked slightly earlier than Black, both players fell into that Day 2 draft range, resonating with the kind of risk-reward mentality that the 49ers seem to embody with their selections. And let's not forget about Redmond. He slipped in the draft due to concerns over his size, yet he proved his worth at Oklahoma, becoming a solid contributor for the Minnesota Vikings. Halton shares that undersized label, but if he can harness his potential, he could turn out to be a valuable asset for the 49ers, especially when the team is looking for players who can excel in specific situations. On the offensive line, Runyon stands out with a long history as a starter in college. His limitations, however, pushed him into a guard role at the next level, yet he has still managed to carve out a niche as a starter for 2 different teams. His draft position was lower than Willis, showing how projections can sometimes misfire, but it's a reminder that the 49ers need to be vigilant in developing talent from within. Now, when we look at the tall, athletic cornerbacks, we can't help but draw comparisons to Ahkello Witherspoon, who came from a similar background. Like Prysock, Witherspoon faced his own set of drawbacks but ultimately developed into a capable player. It's a situation that will have fans eager to see how Prysock progresses within this system. As for the linebacker position, comparisons are naturally drawn to Fred Warner. Fans might also consider KJ Wright, another 4th-round pick, who made a significant impact. It's a testament to how mid-round selections can flourish in the right environment, and with the coaching staff we have, there's every reason to be optimistic. Finally, let's talk about Cruz. The rarity of finding a player over 6 feet 4 inches and 300 pounds running a sub 5-second 40-yard dash in the later rounds is astonishing. Historically, those players are snatched up early in the draft. Cruz might be an outlier, or perhaps the league simply overlooked his potential. Broderick Jones was a first-round pick but needed time to develop due to pressure issues. Cruz may not have that luxury, but he could very well exceed expectations if given the chance. As we wrap up this analysis, it's clear that the 49ers have made some intriguing picks with plenty of potential. Whether these comparisons will translate into success on the field remains to be seen, but the talent is definitely there. The pressure is on for these new players to step up and contribute to a franchise that is hungry for another championship. What do you think about the 49ers draft strategy? Who are you most excited to see in action? Make sure to drop your comments below, and let's keep the conversation going. Don't forget to subscribe for all the latest updates on the San Francisco 49ers.